ॐ सहनाववतु सहनौ भुनक्तु सह वीर्यं करवावहै तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहै। ॐ शान्तिः शान्तिः शान्तिः। ॐ नमो ब्रह्मादिभ्यो ब्रह्मविद्या सम्प्रदायकर्तृभ्यो वंशऋषिभ्यो महद्भ्यो नमो गुरुभ्यः। ॐ नमः प्रणवार्थाय शुद्धज्ञानैकमूर्तये निर्मलाय प्रशान्ताय दक्षिणामूर्तये नमः। ॐ श्रुतिस्मृतिपुराणानाम् आलयं करुणालयं नमामि भगवत्पाद शङ्करं लोकशङ्करम्। ॐ समस्त ब्रह्मविद्या आचार्येभ्यो नमः, ऋषिभ्यो नमः, मुनिभ्यो नमः, गुरुभ्यो नमः, परब्रह्मणे नमः, श्रुतिमात्रे नमः, श्रीवेदव्यास सद्गुरवे नमः, वैशम्पायन सद्गुरवे नमः, याज्ञवल्क्य सद्गुरवे नमः, आद्यशङ्कर सद्गुरवे नमः, अस्मद्गुरुभ्यो नमः। As a part of Parayanam, let us do from Pranava Upasana. It is the 16th Anuvaka of first Siksha Valli. Keep doing this Parayanam every day. It helps a lot. Please believe me. Om Omiti Brahma Omitidagam Sarvam Omityetadanukrutihah smava Apyoshravayetyaśravayanti Omiti samani gayanti Om shomiti shastrani shagam sante Omityadbharyo pratigaram pratigrunati Omiti brahma prasauti Omityagnihotramanujanati Omiti brahmana pravakshannah brahmopapnavaneti brahmaivopapnoti ऋतं च स्वाध्याय प्रवचने च सत्यं च स्वाध्याय प्रवचने च तपश्च स्वाध्याय प्रवचने च दमश्च स्वाध्याय प्रवचने च शमश्च स्वाध्याय प्रवचने च अग्नयश्च स्वाध्याय प्रवचने च अग्निहोत्रं च स्वाध्याय प्रवचने च अतिथयश्च स्वाध्याय प्रवचने च मानुषं च स्वाध्याय प्रवचने च प्रजा च स्वाध्याय प्रवचने च प्रजनश्च स्वाध्याय प्रवचने च प्रजातिश्च स्वाध्याय प्रवचने च सत्यमिति सत्यवचाराथीतरः तप इति तपो नित्यः पौरुषेष्टिः स्वाध्याय प्रवचने एवेति नाको मौद्गल्यः तद्धि तपस्तद्धि तपः अहं वृक्षस्य रेरिव कीर्तिः पृष्ठं गिरेरिव ऊर्ध्वपवित्रो वाजिनीव स्वमृतमस्मि द्रविणगं सवर्चसं सुमेधा अमृतोक्षितः इति त्रिशङ्कोर्वेदानुवचनं वेदमनोच्चाचार्योऽन्ते वासिनमनुषास्ते सत्यं वद धर्मं चर स्वाध्यायान्मा प्रमदः आचार्याय प्रियं धनमाहृत्य प्रजातन्तुं मा व्यवच्छेत्सेः सत्यान्न प्रमदितव्यं धर्मान्न प्रमदितव्यं कुशलान्न प्रमदितव्यं भूत्यैन प्रमदितव्यं स्वाध्याय प्रवचनाभ्यां न प्रमदितव्यं देवपितृकार्याभ्यां न प्रमदितव्यं मातृदेवो भव पितृदेवो भव आचार्यदेवो भव अतिथिदेवो भव यान्यनवद्यानि कर्माणि तानि सेवितव्यानि नो इतराणि यान्यस्माकं सुचरितानि तानि त्वयोपास्यानि नो इतराणि एके चास्मच्छ्रेयागंसो ब्राह्मणाः तेषां त्वयासनेन प्रश्वसितव्यं श्रद्धया देयम् अश्रद्धया अदेयं श्रिया देयं ह्रिया देयं भिया देयं संविदा देयम् अथ यदि ते कर्म विचिकित्सा वा वृत्तविचिकित्सा वा स्यात् ये तत्र ब्राह्मणाः सम्मर्षिणः युक्ता आयुक्ताः अलूक्षा धर्मकामा स्युः यथा ते तत्र वर्तेरन्न तथा तत्र वर्तेथाः अथाभ्याख्यातेषु ये तत्र ब्राह्मणाः सम्मर्षिणः युक्ता आयुक्ताः अलूक्षा धर्मकामा स्युः यथा ते तेषु वर्तेरन्न तथा तेषु वर्तेथाः एष आदेशः एष उपदेशः एषा वेदोपनिषत् एतदनुशासनम् एवमुपासितव्यम् एवमुचैतदुपास्यम् शन्नो मित्रः शं वरुणः शन्नो भवत्वर्यमा शन्न इन्द्रो बृहस्पतिः शन्नो विष्णुरुक्रमः नमो ब्रह्मणे नमस्ते वायो त्वमेव प्रत्यक्षं ब्रह्मासि त्वामेव प्रत्यक्षं ब्रह्मावादिशं ऋतमवादिशं सत्यमवादिशं तन्मामावीत तद्वक्तारमावीत आवीन्माम् आवीद्वक्तारम् ॐ शान्तिः 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 ॐ अथ श्रीकृष्णयजुर्वेदान्तर्गत तैत्तिरीय आरण्यान्तर्गत तैत्तिरीय उपनिषद ॐ यस्माज्जातं जगत्सर्वं यस्मिन्नेव प्रलीयते येनेदन्धार्यते चैव तस्मै ज्ञानात्मने नमः यैरिमे गुरुभिः पूर्वं पदवाक्यप्रमाणतः व्याख्याता सर्ववेदान्ताः तान् नित्यं प्रणतोऽस्म्यहं तैत्तिरीयकसारस्य मयाचार्यप्रसादतः विस्पष्टार्थरुचीनां हि व्याख्येयं सम्प्रणीयते अथ प्रथमा शिक्षा वल्ली प्रथमोऽनुवाकः शान्तिमन्त्रः ॐ शन्नो मित्रः शं वरुणः शन्नो भवत्वर्यमा शन्न इन्द्रो बृहस्पतिः शन्नो विष्णुरुक्रमः नमो ब्रह्मणे नमस्ते वायो त्वमेव प्रत्यक्षं ब्रह्मासि त्वामेव प्रत्यक्षं ब्रह्म वदिष्यामि ऋतं वदिष्यामि सत्यं वदिष्यामि तन्मामवतो तद्वक्तारमवतो अवतु माम् अवतु वक्तारम् ॐ शान्तिः 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 ॐ अथ चतुर्थोऽनुभागः मेधा कामनार्थे जपार्थ मंत्राः श्रीकामनार्थे होम मंत्राः ॐ यश्छन्दसां वृषभो विश्वरूपः छन्दोभ्योऽध्यमृतात् सम्बभूव समेन्द्रो मेधया स्पृणोतो अमृतस्य देवधारणो भूयासं शरीरं मे विचर्षणं जिह्वा मे मधुमत्तमा कर्णाभ्यां भूरिविश्रुवं ब्रह्मणः कोशोऽसि मेधया पिहितः श्रुतं मे गोपाय आवहन्ते वितन्वान कुर्वाणा चीरमात्मनः वासागंसि मम गावश्च अन्नपाने च सर्वदा ततो मे श्रियमावह लोमशां पशुभिः सह स्वाहा आमायन्तु ब्रह्मचारिणः स्वाहा विमायन्तु ब्रह्मचारिणः स्वाहा प्रमायन्तु ब्रह्मचारिणः स्वाहा दमायन्तु ब्रह्मचारिणः स्वाहा शमायन्तु ब्रह्मचारिणः स्वाहा प्रतिवेशोऽसि प्रमावाहि श्रेयान् यशोजने सानि स्वाहा श्रेयान्वस्य सोसानि स्वाहा तन्त्वाभगप्रविशानि स्वाहा समाभगप्रविश स्वाहा तस्मिन् सहस्रशाखे निभगाहं त्वयि मृजे स्वाहा यथापप्रवतायन्ते यथा मासा अहर्जरम् एवं मां ब्रह्मचारिणः धातरायन्तु सर्वतः स्वाहा प्रतिवेशोऽसि प्रमाभाहि प्रमापद्यस्व ॐ शान्तिः 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 See, physical evolution has achieved by the creation of the human body. But thereafter, every evolution, At the cosmic level, total level, took millions and millions and millions of aliens. So too at the individual level also, it takes lot of time. The next level of evolution is evolution at the optimum level of the prana shakti, with which the physical body is ever kept intact and, if possible, made even immortal. That is the evolution of the prana shakti, about which the researches are very less, efforts also very less, knowledge is also very less, except in some very high level of pranayama sadhanas or jnana, which are known only to the yogis. After that comes the evolution of the mana, where the entire stuff called as mana, chitta, antakarna is taken into consideration, and all its positive, non positive possibilities are searched out or understood. Then all the non positive are eliminated, and positive alone is made. After that only comes the intellectual evolution of using that intellect to understand exactly what is happening in and out, and the cause of dukkha, cause of bandhanam, cause of sukha, cause of moksham. So, at every individual, your and my level, these evolutions have to happen. We are even at the gross body level, though getting human body, but have not got fully evolved in the sense living 100 full years of health and energy without any diseases. How many lives we have to go through to learn the art of keeping the body fully healthy, intact, then only we can say we have fully evolved physically. For that requires all types of upavasa dikshas, the brahmacharya dikshas, the indriya nigraha dikshas, the taking right type of food, doing exercise to every cell of the body, not only every part of the body. Only then the full evolution of body called as fully fit, energetic, living 100 lives, 100 years will be achieved. For you and me, I am talking. Then where is the prana shakti? How much of the prana shakti we have? It has to be continuous, consistent, from within and without. The supply should be there, and that is achieved only when the prana shakti is regulated through various pranayamas. Prana shakti is utilized rightly for the right purpose without wasting it, and when this individual prana is tuned to the total prana, so that we get continuously the supply of prana shakti from that. When this happens, then only all through our life we are full of our inner prana shakti vitality, without which the body cannot be intact, without which the higher equipments called mind, intellect cannot be so deeply, efficiently, consistently functional. Please remember it. Where do we do that? Right food also we don't know. What exact pranayama we have not understood. More than that, the value importance of prana shakti is not understood. How many ways through actions and thoughts and speech the prana shakti is getting wasted every moment. Where did we become aware of it? After all this, no, we will be able to conserve it. Then do we become aware of the total prana, and do we know the techniques of tuning ourselves to the total prana and get the prana shakti supply all the time? I'm telling this is how every individual has to evolve. In each life, one thing, little being given. Most difficult is the mana in the evolution. You know, the purity of the mana, the subtlety of the mana, the concentration of the mana, then the sattva guna of the mana, the nischalata of the mana. First of all, there is something called as tough mind. We have to become aware of it. Then the entire world life is there only, that we have to become aware of it. The bondage and liberation are there only, we have to know. And what type of mind binds, what type of mind liberates, that we have to know. Then how to eliminate the liberate binding aspect and create the liberating aspect in the mind, I have to know it. Today we are the slave of the mana, the raw mind, uncultured, untrained mind. Anytime any thought will come and it will go on lingering in us. We don't even become aware that this thought has come, it is not good, I have to eliminate. We run with that only. And then, and this mind of mine itself is not in my hand. Unless this mind is tuned to the other minds, with all the dharma, with all the love, with all the human qualities as said in Shastra, that I will not have the negative impact of others' mind on my mind. These are the subtle things when they are shared, it's very frightening. We will not share it right now. You only will come to know after some lives that every other individual's mind, including the mind of an ant, a mind of a buffalo, a mind of a tree, and a mind of the sun, moon, stars, grahas, also influencing our mind, and our mind is influencing them. Then, how much we have to be in tune with those minds so that their positivity only comes to our mind, not negative. Before that, our mind has to be perfect first. Then only we have the right to tune to those minds to get positivity from them. Then, how many lives it takes for understanding this thing, practicing this one, and coming to that level that the other minds as well as the total mind I am in tune with, so that from that only positive thing is coming to me, not negative. Now, my mind itself is so untrained by me that every thought being sent by others, negative thoughts, like a magnet, my mind is accepting, my mind is attracting them, my mind is receiving them. This is what we do. What is the meaning of sticking on to the TV or cell phone or the programs? My mind is getting influenced by the negative mind of those people who have created that serials or the movies. That I am tuning and receiving all that stuff. Nothing but to spoil my own mind. What is the meaning of somebody called me and I go and talk to them? My mind is so weak enough to be influenced by that person's mind, which he want to add to my mind all the unwanted kachara. I don't know that that's happening. These are all very sublime things. They don't click just like that to understand. Helpless victims we are. First of all, we don't know that we have a mind and it is like this and it has to be made like this. This is a process for it. Even I make my own mind so perfect with my own control, still it has got its influence by the other people. That is what the topic of this Samrat Chakravarti Pururava we are studying. He controlled his mind because of which he achieved his own kingdom and all. But the other aspect was his mind was controlled by Urvashi. Therefore, he was infatuated for years together, didn't know. And the proof of that is when she was going away, he was so miserable, so frustrated. Nagna unmatavat anugachan. No, these are all very sublime things. It's not at the physical level that's happening, it's at the mind level. His mind is defeated by the Urvashi's mind. She might have given a lot of love to him, good words to him. He took them for granted. He thought she is permanent. He thought she is mine. These are all the mind's games, you know. Who is what? Who is mine? One moment she kicked him like a donkey and buffalo and blade of grass. He ran. Now see, and the play of Urvashi, play of Rambar, play of anybody in the world is a part of total world. No, you may escape Urvashi, but other Vashi will come because it is in the total. No, unless I tune to the total mind in its positivity, my mind, how much ever I try to control, I cannot. कुछ भी हो करो लाखों जन्म स्टार्ट करो ट्राई करो you won't. Unless the total mind, the Ishvara, is kind, compassionate on us, then only he will withdraw the influence of his Maya Shakti, the Prakriti, the negative effect influence on us. Then only there is a sigh of relief at our mind level. Otherwise, the total mind, especially negative and other individuals' minds, एंड माई ओन अनकंट्रोल्ड माइंड, ये तीनों मिलाकर हमारे जिंदगी को ऐसे तबाह कर रहे हैं. यू कैन सी इट. Every moment, tension, worry. Sometimes you get nidra, sometimes you don't get it. So many desires crop up. We can't fulfill them, we can't give them up, we can't transcend them. All this is happening in mind only, my dear. Many a times, doubt, question, what am I? What is the meaning of spirituality? Is it right? Is there something called God? All these sadhanas are going to really help me, or where will I go? These all doubts, non understandings, questions, despairs, they all are the mind only. My own individual mind is in that mood at that time. Sometimes it appears to be clear. Such great saints, they have realized self. I also must do. So I am studying Shastra. I am getting inspiration, information from the Shastra. I'll do it regularly, sincerely. कभी कभी पॉजिटिव होता है और बाकी टाइम गॉन. It is worried about the body. So many shastra we study that so many times that the body goes through its own prarabdha. We need not worry about it except having some concern to take care. But do we stop at that time? 24 hours worry about the body. The requirements of the body, demands of the body, troubles for the body. This is only 20%. The 80% is fears about the body. 80%. What is happening at present? More than that, what will happen in the future? That is the fear, which is uncalled for. But that is happening in the mind, on which we don't have the hold. You give blood report. ये दे दिया ना जो आएगा आएगा but worried till the report comes worried. Anyway you will be worried when it comes because it shows such a high level of readings. तब दुखी हो जाओ ना. नहीं शुरू से दुखी. Even after the reports come wrong, what is there? Doctor tells you this is a treatment. ये करो. करो. No, I am so bad. My blood readings are like that. I don't know what to do. Why so? These are all mind. These are all the havoc that mind is playing with the identity with body. Other things I have not spoken. The taste of the tongue, the sounds of the ear, and the people around. One time it appears nobody should be around me so that I can do sadhana. Listening to this prayer when Bhagavan takes away everybody, then we say, I'm so lonely left to what a unkind God is. He made me like anatha, मेरे साथ कोई है ही नहीं. This is a mind. We feel like doing sadhana. Bhagavan says, okay, I am taking away sleep from you. At that time, we cry and say to Lord, oh Bhagavan, thoda neend de do, 3 दिन हो गए, it's okay. If he gives sleep and I say, why so much sleep you are giving, let me do sadhana. When he takes away sleep, he says, no, I'll be not fine. I must sleep at least 22 hours per day. Is it? They're all in mind. I just gave a sample. What is happening in me? What is happening in everyone? They can know. Unless that is managed, we cannot go to next level of intellect. Intellect level is only thinking, contemplating, research. There is no emotions of the mind, attachments of the mind, unnecessary projections of the mind, all the non-positivities of raga, dvesha, even little are not there. Then only the intellect comes to function. The function of intellect is only inquiry. In the world, it is papa, punya, dharma, adharma, good, bad, that inquiry. When it comes to spirituality, satya, satya, nitya, nitya, jada, chetana, atma, anatma, दृक दृश्य बंध मोक्ष विवेक. इंटेलेक्ट कहाँ पहुंचे हम वहां तक? आर वी डूइंग इट सिंसियरली इन आवर ओन एट आवर ओन टाइम? फ्रीडम है सोफा में बैठ के बंधन क्या है स्मोक कभी कहाँ सोचा? वी ओनली थिंक अभी काफी 10 मिनट लेट हुआ ये. After the intellectual exercise and control on the intellect, using it only, comes the fifth one called spiritual. Without doing these four, we are attempting the fifth. To tell this point, last 17 minutes are used as introduction. That without passing class 3 or 4, we are attempting to study the doctorate PhD subject. Post graduation, MPhil or PhD. If a student of class 2, 3 tries to take that book, like You are just in the kitchen. When you came out, your child of 2 years has taken out your book which you are doing PhD research. और हाथ में लेके और एक एक पेज खोल रहा है वो. How it looks like. Same way we didn't even know the art of managing the Deha and outer relation, are opening the Upanishads with Shankara Bhashya to study and understand, which are 100 times greater than the PhD level. Yet it is an attempt. Why I am saying all that? Don't be in a hurry or worry, saying that Upanishad we are studying but we are not understanding. You cannot understand. You will not. वैदिक पीरियड में जो वेद उपनिषद मंत्र उन स्टूडेंट्स को जो बताए जो वो वाला अंतःकरण शुद्धि मन बुद्धि रखते हैं, वो एक कलयुग के हम जो सारे कलयुग के दुर्गुणों से भरे हैं, वो वाला हमको समझ में आने का ये जो एक्सपेक्टेशन जरूरत है, वो तो रियली ओवर कॉन्फिडेंस. एंड येट the other part of it is what? The God Gurus have chosen us and giving us an opportunity. And we are not 100% rejecting, we have some 10-20% inclination. In that, 2% because of us, 18% because of the obligation to the speaker. Again, it is not easy, I'm telling you. And now let me tell you the difficulty in it. First of all, chanting itself, we don't know. Second is a total foreign language, the Sanskrit it is. You are totally dependent on speaker because the communication language in English and whatever he says in English alone is accepted by you, whether it is correct or not, as it is in the original Sanskrit. And the speaker also will have to understand by himself first what is said in Sanskrit, and he'll have to find suitable words in and sentences in English to be honestly to communicate what exactly is there in the text. First of all, I have to understand what the main Rishi said, what the Bhashyakara said, and how is it connected to the Adhyatmika sadhana, and in that, at which step we are. Is it relevant to me as a speaker, to you? As again saying, अगर मैं उस कदम पे नहीं हूं तो मेरे लिए नहीं है ना. जिस कदम में मैं मुझे वही कदम लगाना है. If I am in third, fourth class, I can't do the 10th wala. It will only the fourth and fifth, step by step. But I have to know that and have to connect all that. The audience are at what level of their perfection on the language, perfection on their knowledge. According to that, the subject has to be molded. The examples, etc., have to be taken up. The logics, quotations. Then we try to do. And while doing that, every moment there is ghabarat to me. Am I doing justice? First of all, did I understand correctly? Even if I don't guide, I shouldn't misguide them. Andenaiva nirvana etanda. See the difficulty to me, the speaker, and how much difficulty to you. And it is not that last 20 years we are studying this Taittiriya Upanishad. Just now only we started. First time. And the subject has its own gambhirata. He says Siksha Vyakhya Syamaha, and thereafter he says Panchasu Adhikaraneshu. What are those adhikaranas? What we have to do the upasana? Suddenly he says then Medha Kama Japa Mantraha, Sri Kamaha, then Homa Mantraha he talks. You know how difficult it is for me as a speaker to study conduct. And if it is so for me, I have to really pity you. How much it must be difficult to you. बिकॉज मैं तो मजबूरन ले लिया. आपको तो इरेलेवेंट है. जिंदगी इतना आराम से चल रहा था जब तक उपनिषद क्लास में आए नहीं आए. How happy I was with such a wonderful things around, and in between listening to somebody's lecture in TV for 10 minutes, whenever I don't get sleep, और कहीं भजन कीर्तन तो चल ही रहा है. बोलो राम को बुलाओ. They're all going on. How nice I was. Suddenly Swami calls for Upanishads. It was good that Ishakena Kata Prashna were taught without Bhashya. From there it is Shankaram Bhagwan के भाष्य से शुरू हो गया. Mundaka Prashna Taittiriya, the Mandukya, and now the Taittiriya. I know difficulty. But Unless, now the final thought is it is, unless somewhere somehow we start, can we go ahead? And unless we keep on moving, can we reach the destination? Destination is moksha, that is through Parabrahmanubhuti. That will happen only when we have the deepest meditation. Meditation is possible only in two conditions: when the antakarana is absolutely purified and worthy of meditation. Second is we have sufficient stuff for meditation. The stuff is the inner convictions about the truth. And will that come to us? Unless both, other than without doing upasana, antakarana shuddhi will not happen. Without repeatedly listening and doing manana, can we have the clarity of what is Brahma Tattva, what is Atma Tattva, what is Maya, what is the influence of Maya in projecting the Nama Rupa Jagat on the Paramatma, and how myself I am caught up in that. More important is this: we can't be spiritual if we study spiritual subjects generally. Spirituality is studying the general spiritual subject, relating it to personally, to me. It is not Bhagwan, it is Maya Shakti, it created the world, therefore everybody is bound by the Maya. It's absolutely incorrect and incomplete study. The correct study is, it is the Lord, His Maya, with the Maya He created the world. In that world, I am caught up, not somebody in the world. It is not spirituality if I am not involved. Spirit means spirit itself means me. अरे आत्मा, ये आत्म संबंधी ज्ञान है भाई, अनात्म संबंधी थोड़ी है. So at every sentence level, I have to relate the subject to me. Whether it is talked about Shiksha Vyakhyasyaamaha or Atata Samhitaya Upanishadam Vyakhyasyaamaha Panchaswadhikarneshu or Yaha Chandasa Mrishavaha. Whatever is it, I have to relate myself because for me, Trigunas are not hanging in the world. Yeah, Trigunas hanging in the world. I have no problem for me. In me, the Trigunas are problem to me. So I have to involve in my study and come out through sadhanas, relating to ourselves, which is the toughest thing. We can relate the outer situations of weather or the rains, outer governmental situation of the economical policies, or who is becoming new president. We can relate with our friends or relatives easily. But relating the spiritual subject which we ourselves are studying with our own self, that it is for me, takes time. Like when you go to a bhajan sandhya or concert, you appreciate the singer, you appreciate the lyricist, you appreciate the musician, you clap for them, you go and do shabashi to them. And while doing all that, the most important thing which we miss is what? Through that singer singing bhajana, we also have to tune in the devotion and should merge in Bhagwan with bhakti. ये हम भूल ही जाते हैं. जैसे सिनेमा को देखते हैं वैसे भजन सुन के आते हैं, जैसे पूजा अटेंड करके आते हैं. Whether you are physically doing puja or not in a temple or in somebody's house, the invitation is given to you to involve as if you yourself are doing puja. No, we go and come as only a darshaka, only an audience we go, not a person of involvement. We don't know even that. When I go to temple, it is not puja is doing puja, I am getting prasada. I am doing puja. I am doing bhajana. It is I am singing the bhajana. There is no bhajan singer and instrumentalist. So it's only in the beginning. Once I tune, every bhajana is happening in me. It's not the tears happen in the speaker or singer, it is in me. It's not the anubhuti happening in me, but it is in me. I have to have. That's called as singing a bhajan or listening a bhajan. So too, when we come to the Upanishad study with the Bhashya, I tell you, it is like, a पक्का कच्चा जंगल वाला हिली एरिया में रोड बनाना है. Full of jungle, you have to make a road. Cut the tree, you have to remove the shrubs and bushes, you have to remove the boulders, chota bada pathar, then you have to make the land sama, and then you put on that the kankar, the tar, वगैरह, तब road बनता है. In the same way, walking the spiritual path, through the study of Upanishads is that much of the effort to remove all the jungly thoughts in our mind of big, big trees, then the small thoughts of worldliness, the shrubs, then we have to smoothen our antakarana with the sattva guna. Then only we can put the tar, etc., of the Vedanta Jnana in which we can walk and reach the God. It is for all. Not knowing this only, people run away. Knowing also, people run away because they know they can't do. You and I are knowing it that it is the way. We also know that it is very tough. Yet we know that we have to do. Therefore, we are trying to know and do. Keep on doing. And always remember the past lives and future lives. We did in the past a little bit. Therefore, we have deserved this. And whatever we do here makes us deserve in our further lives. Therefore, should we evolve or should we devolve? Should we proceed ahead, progress? Should we regress, go back? That thing always should come. And that's the only thing which protects us to be on the path. Is it not? मुझे आगे ही बढ़ना है, मुझे पीछे नहीं जाना. With all the difficulty while climbing Vaishnavi or Kedar, what is that which pushes that person so though suffering at every step because of tiredness? मुझे आगे बढ़ना है, मुझे भगवान का दर्शन करना है. That's the only thought which makes him put the efforts continuously up the hill. If that is not there, मुझे आगे बढ़ना, भगवान का दर्शन करना, the moment he compromises with the thought, immediately every difficulty becomes so big, he says, I can't, I'm going back. So too, those people who thought that कोई जरूरत नहीं आगे बढ़ने का, जो है सो है, all of them left spiritual sadhana for hundreds of lives, just became dharma kami, artha kami, kama kami, and went through lives of birth and death, birth and death, birth and death. You can see the entire world of jivas. Among them we are. We are blessed by Guru Parampara, Guru Tattva and Bhagwan. Therefore, at least we started thinking, not that we understood and we have practiced. हम तो कह रहे हैं, आप सुन रहे हो, इतना ही हो रहा है. जो मैं कह रहा हूँ मैं प्रैक्टिस करूंगा कि नहीं बाद में, जो आप सुन रहे हो समझिए कि नहीं, आप करोगे कि नहीं प्रैक्टिस, वो आपके हाथ में, मेरे हाथ में. In spite of all of that, I may lose my courage. He says that enough of these classes. No, I have no energy further. I may stop. I can do it. Then the regression will start going back. The world will not wait to enter us. The moment you give a little chance, it just involves in us and pulls us. And it has all its emotions. Jaye, Ghore, Tishte, Tishta. You left us such a long time for so many years. Every day you left us and went for Swami's class. What it is, all bad. Anyway, thank God, better late than never. You become intelligent. You left Swami and came to me. Let us enjoy. The body will say, the senses will say, the objects around are so happy with you, and the people also say, अच्छा तेनु स्वामी जी ने छाड़ दी, मेरे पास आ गए, धन्यवाद. They're so happy. है ना? When you stop attending morning class and make breakfast for your wife or children, husband, they will give you Bharat Ratna, Nobel Prize. And that is so good. Yeah, yeah, I realized that I did a mistake. इतना जल्दी हो जाता है. I'm telling you, these unknown, unseen difficulties, like a king, as we are seeing in Rama's life, how many unknown, unseen difficulties, toughness he goes through inside to maintain his power and position and to justify it by ruling the nation perfectly. If he's an honest king, other kings they ruin the nation for their selfishness. उनको उसके लिए भी दिमाग लगाना पड़ेगा, वो करेंगे सड़ेंगे. But an honest king, an honest army officer, and the chief, how much he must be thinking every moment regarding where the army is required to be deployed, how much the strength we have, what are the arm and ammunition we have, how much new things have to be purchased or procured or prepared in India, indigenous. Continuously it's going on. Dikta nahi upar se. Even in Kami and Bhogi also, all the time in his mind, how to fulfill that desire, how to get it. 24 घंटे उसका दिमाग उस पे. I'm just telling you. In the same way, it is so tough, difficult, but not impossible. I must आगे बढ़ना, not पीछे जाना. This is the only thought that we strengthen, that any amount of difficulty will not stop us. We can keep on moving and we may go very slow. We may get tired, like in Himalayan ranges, mountain में ना 2 कदम लगाने से इतनी ऑक्सीजन डेफिशिएंसी होकर थक जाते हैं कि 2 कदम लगाने के लिए 1 मिनट लगता है, तीसरा कदम लगाने के लिए 15 मिनट रेस्ट लेना पड़ता है. Because of the fear, because of the palpitation and all. Because the height is so steep or the oxygen level is so different within meters difference. When you go to this Kailas Parvata and all that high altitude mountains, very low level of oxygen, रुकना पड़ता है. एक एक आधा कदम लगाने के लिए हिम्मत करना पड़ता है. Like a person on the bed for 8 months, for first step for him to put on the ground, how much himmat he'll have to do. First kadam, nahi hoga mere se, nahi hoga, he says. I'm telling all this only to encourage ourselves. Else what will happen? Nobody is attending, only I'm attending, or everybody is happy in the world. And what am I getting except wasting my time? Nothing is understood so far. Like these hundreds of inimical Shatrus will come and take away us from the path. And thereafter, again to come back to this, how many lives we have to go through, we don't know. But on this path, when we are honestly, sincerely, putting our due possible efforts, every effort we can't, due effort, positive. And along with when we add our prayers to God, Upasana, how ardently the Rishi asked us, ओंकार का प्रणाम करो, उनका जप करो, उनके लिए हवन करो, उनसे मांगो मेधस का, श्री काम का. एंड बिफोर दैट मित्र, वरुण, आर्यमा, वायु, देन ब्रह्म, इन सबका प्रणाम, क्षमा करो हमको. Give us sharira, mana, buddhi, indriya, shakti. We have to be on the path. When we do that also, you know what will happen? The kind, compassionate Lord empowers us, protects us, comes to help us, even adjusts the prarabdhas also. Sees to it that our encouragement, our inspiration and our effort are kept intact. All of them happen unknowing to us. When we are remembering all the rishis, gurus every day, do you think they're not listening? Do you think they're not blessing? Every moment, today's all introduction is their blessing only. I even never thought कि इतना बोलना है. Straight away Upanishad पढ़ना था हमको. Take the mantra, study it, explain it. But it is all those gurus told us, beta, you are on the path. Any moment, chance of any danger of leaving it, protect yourself. For that, the thought is this. It is tough, it is difficult, no doubt about it. But when you try, when you seek our help, we are all there together, step by step, little by little only. Never give up. Look always not behind but ahead. After 10 lives, I must be the Brahmanishta Brahmagyan. If that commitment and effort are not there, millions of lives we will only become Gada, Vines, Buffalo, getting kicked by Urvashis. After 10 lives, I have to offer that today's effort. And what's happening in this life? Becoming aware that there is something called Brahma Tattva, experiencing which I get mukti. Then the thing which teaches me about Brahma Tattva, understanding, inspiration, sadhana is our Shastras, Upanishads. And I'm just opening the Shastra, learning to chant. Then what is the meaning of every word, every sentence, in between the words, in between the sentences? All that our acharyas little by little explaining to us. And we, out of their 100% teaching explanation, 2% only we understand. That is how it starts. And what teacher speaks is only 2% of what is there in the Shastra. And what Shastra can tell is only 2% about our Anubhuti. Because Anubhuti cannot be put in words. Eto vacho nivartante aprapya manasa sah. And that is what it is, that is how it is. Nothing to worry. With these few thoughts, and what the main thought? आगे बढ़ना है मुझे भगवान को पाना है. That is the inspiration which will not allow us to go anywhere. No distraction, no going back. Then accepting that it is tough. It is very confused. It is very vague. It will be as if non-understandable. It is like that. Still keeping the efforts intact. What is the intactness of the effort? Coming regularly, sitting in the class. Whatever is given among that, whatever is possible to be received, keep receiving. उतने हो सके थोड़ा सा होमवर्क करो. नहीं भी कर पाए, never mind, but don't leave the class. Leaving the class is beginning of total destruction. Just like being regular to the class is beginning of the total construction. Because in the class only, the Rishi, the Muni, the Guru, the Shastra, the Tattva, the Vicharana, all of them are given to us. In the class. In the hospital only, all tests are done, all treatments are done, all cares are taken, even the food is applied. That is why admission in the hospital is always healthy than being at home when the cases are difficult. So we are in the class is equivalent to admission in the hospital. At home, we are at home only. Without class, you can't study book by yourself. You may have the book. But here, the Guru Parampara is helping us in trying to make us understand every word, every sentence, and they are observing our mind's intellects, and they know how much we are able to receive it. ये बहुत unseen चीज चलता ही रहता है. Unseen and unknown to our intellects goes on happening at a subtler level, where the Krupa of the Rishis, Gurus, and Devatas tries to involve each jiva in each one of us. Jiva in each one of us. ये सब फिर बड़े बातें होते हैं, कुछ पकड़ सकते हैं, कुछ नहीं. Never mind. Now, we'll enter into our subject. We are in Taittiriya Upanishad of Taittiriya Aranyaka of the Krishna Yajurveda. It has 3 vallis, Siksha, Brahmananda Bhrugu. In Siksha Valli we are in this first, second, third Anuvakas done, fourth also. We have yesterday almost completed, last 2 lines only are there. First Anuvaka, Shanno Mitra, talked about the invocation prayers to Mitra Varuna Ityadi to give us the Yogyata for Adhyanam, etc. Shravana, Adhyayana, Sadhana. For this, the faculties have to be intact. Second Anuvaka, Shiksha Adhyayam. Only 6 words were there, but that was over. Third Anuvaka was Samhita Upanishad. With 5 adhikaranas, we were taught to do the Upasana external. Remember, 4th Anuvaka, we chanted or studied or learned the mantras for japa to get Meda Shakti with the blessings of the God Omkar. So, Om is the God. These mantras are the japa mantra, and in the mantra only what we need, we ask the Lord, and the Omkara Bhagavan will help us. And what we need first one is Meda Shakti. A part of that was Sharirame Vicharsham Jivame Ityadi. Then the second portion of the 4th Anuvaka, again, the prayers are addressed to Omkara only, but here not through japa, but through the Homa. Swaha, Swaha, Swaha. In that, the Shri Kama is asked. And in that Shri, the things are asked, the animals are asked for, the beings are asked. Then the final Shri was what? Shreyan Vasya Soshani Swaha, Tantva Bhaga Pravishani Swaha, Samabhaga Pravisha Swaha. And continuation, Tasmin Sahasrashake Nibagaham Tvayi Mruje Swaha. He Bhaga Tasmin Tvayi Sahasrashake Tasmin Tvayi Nimruje. This we explained yesterday exhaustively. May we discover your presence everywhere and create the respectful reverential attitude towards you, as a result of which all the marjanam of our impurities happen. Marjanam is cleaning off. Nimruje. Tasmin sahasrashake evaga aham nimruje. What is the opposite of purity? The impurity of us seeing the world, taking the world as something other than God, then creating all negative thoughts. What is Nimarjanam or Sammarjanam? Taking the world as Bhagavan, the Omkara only, so that we have only respect, reverence toward the world of service, not the other earlier negative thoughts. You understand the difference? That is called of sammarjanam. Tasmin sahasra shakhe means you who are in the thousand ways of thousand branches way, as every form and name are you and you and you alone. In other meaning, tasya sahasra shakhe tvayi murje means everywhere wherever I am there, I only keep on doing your own smarana and upasana, as a result of which my heart always remains neat and clean, never impurified. It's a very funny, bad example I am giving, most irrelevant, useless example, still I am giving it. Is like a woman going for any, let us say, stage show or play or for a marriage. Every half a minute, she will look into the phone, into the camera, looks into her own face, ठीक है कि नहीं. Immediately from the bag, the respective corresponding thing is taken and she sets her. अगर बाल टीके नहीं तो कंघी निकलेगा, लिपस्टिक निकले तो वो निकलेगा, पाउडर या कोई भी कम है तो वो लगेगा, कुछ एक्स्ट्रा है तो टिश्यू निकलेगा. व्हाट इज शी डूइंग? सहस्रशा के निमृजे. Every moment she is trying to become presentable, acceptable, good looking. Don't they do it continuously? How much struggle it is for them? All the time they are. Because when little not good looking, then people don't look at, then she will feel bad. हर मिनट 20 घंटे उसी में लगते हैं. And especially on the stage show, it is required. And every 4 minutes they come, you just see in that cinema shooting. These makeup fellows are 24 घंटे there looking at. Every take up पे 5 मिनट मेकअप के लिए जाता है. I am giving that example to make that this Rishi, this Shishya and Guru are saying, Tvai Bhaga Sahasra Shake Nimruje. Every moment we are careful to purify ourselves, removing all existing impurity and not allowing the new impurity to come. That is the meaning of it. This was the 3 lines which were yesterday left out. First we saw Tasmin Sahasrashake Nibhagaham Tvai Mruje Swaha. Tasmin Tvai Sahasrashake He Bhaga Aham Nimruje. By being tuned to you every day, all the time, in your thousands of forms, your Sahasra Shaka is by Vishnu Sahasanama. By looking at you only everywhere, or by seeing everything as you, or by doing prayers to you, by doing Java, Kirtana, all these are called Sahasra Shaka. The purpose of all of that is Nimruje. That my mind is always kept in tune with you. That in tune with you is you as a goal, you as a means, you as an empowerer, remembering you, doing japa to you, praising you, knowing about you. These are all the things I keep on doing to be in touch with you only all the time. That's the meaning of Tasmin Imurjaya Swaha. This is a commitment from our side. And for you and me, the commitment Nimurjaya is what? Throughout the day, either chanting the mantras of Upanishad or seeing the meaning of the mantras of Upanishad or contemplating on the meaning of them or going back to YouTube and listening to class. So that Nimarjanam is happening. What Nimarjanam? All the non-understanding, misunderstandings are replaced by understandings and correct understanding. This effort is called Sahasra Shaka. The number of efforts. Tasmin Sahasra Shakhe. Okay? Nibhagaham Tvai Swaha. I am telling that Bhashya. Tasmin Tvai Sahasra Shakhe Bhaushaka Bhede He Bhagavan Nimruje Shodayami Aham Papakrutyam. Taking the support of your thousands of branches, I am cleaning my papa. What is the papa? Doing anything other than remembering Bhagwan, reaching Bhagwan through sadhana. This becomes an easy definition. Otherwise, every papa I cannot account because everything is a papa other than remembering Bhagwan. ये easy हो गया ना? At that level, even doing punya also is a papa. Because in the punya also there is no Bhagwan as goal. Bhagwan is there as a means for the world as a goal. Therefore, punya is also a papa for आध्यात्मिक साधक. इसलिए अच्छा बुरा दोनों भगवान के चरण में लगाना है. सर्वधर्मान परित्यज्य. अधर्म को एनीवे छोड़ दिया, अभी धर्म को भी परित्याग. सो पाप कृत्याम अहम निमृजे शोधयामी. So I can explain this for hours together in different angles. One is essential, therefore we say. What is that? The biggest papa is ajnanam. The shodhanam of the papa is jnanam. Therefore, the jnanam that there is Bhagwan, the jnanam that the experience of Bhagwan gives mukti, the jnanam that this is of the Parabrahma I have to recognize, this jnanam is doing the shodhanam of the papa of the ajnanam. अब शोधन चल रहा है हमारा. We are getting purified from by the removal of the papa. The papa is ajnana. Biggest sin is the being ignorant. From that only all other sins start. When a person is wise, he will not commit sin. And if his wisdom is about Paramatma, he can never even imagine our sin because in Paramatma there is no papa possible. So here it is a commitment, it is an effort, it is a reporting. भगवान आपके स्मरण में मैं अपने पाप का सफाई करूंगा, एक कमिटमेंट. और आपके स्मरण साधना में मैं अपने पाप को साफ कर रहा हूं. इट इज ए प्रैक्टिकल थिंग डूइंग. कर दिया, इट्स ए रिपोर्ट. त्वयि निमृजे स्वाहा. करता ही रहूंगा मैं. आई विल ऑलवेज बी इन स्टडी ऑफ उपनिषद so that I will be always in intact with my wisdom, knowledge. Therefore, the avidya, ignorance, will not trouble me. And what is avidya? Its two branches. All these subjects thoroughly will come for Telugu people in Drugdrishya Viveka. What a beautiful subject we started. It's only 31 shloka, but we are going to study it for 3 months. अविद्या के दो ब्रांच, आवरण विक्षेप. See, while studying Upanishad, the avarana is going away. Avarana going away means the knowledge about the existence of Paramatma and he is the source of moksha. That knowledge is coming, which was covered like earlier by avarana called ignorance, one aspect of ignorance. Vikshepa also is going away. What is going away by Vikshepa? We are getting more tuned for our spiritual sadhana, not getting distracted into the world as we were earlier. So the removal of this avarana and Vikshepa is the removal of avidya, the ajnana. Upanishad is doing. That's the purpose of Upanishad. Visharana avastadadana gati. Upanishad shabdena brahma vidya uchyate. In the beginning only we saw. याद रहना चाहिए. So, my struggle is I have to tell you the meaning of the mantra literally. Then I have to tell you the meaning of the bhashya. Then the total meaning of what is sadhana in that, how it is connected to the earlier and next. And your struggle is to listen all of this. Equally is difficult for you. इसलिए सहवीर्यम करवा हुआ है. May we both put our due efforts. And you are doing it also. That's how that continuous thing happening. If you're not tuned or bored or heavy, I can feel it. Then I'll stop or you stop. वो नहीं हो रहा है, लगातार चल रहा है, मतलब कोशिश आपका भी जारी है. So तस्मिन् त्वयि हे भग सहस्रशाखे निमृजे. So I am purifying all my sins by myself involving in your 1,000 forms of world by doing upasana, by remembering you, by all the processes I have learned from the shastras. मतलब आपके याद में, आपके स्मरण में मैं अपने पापों का साफ कर रहा हूँ. व्हाट इज द मीनिंग ऑफ आपके याद में, स्मरण में पाप का साफ करना? उनका याद नहीं करना ही पाप था, अब याद करते हुए उसको दूर कर रहे हैं. What is the meaning of cleaning a sin by remembering God? Is not remembering God is a sin. Because there is nothing other than the God, either to see, to look, to remember, to talk. Dekho, I'll tell you in one sentence the whole moksha. Talking, seeing, smelling, eating, talking, thinking, all of that is moksha only if the theme of it is Bhagavan. Just if the theme is replaced by the Jagat instead of Bhagavan, the same talking, thinking is a sin or papa or bandhana. मेरा दुनिया का लोगों का नाम लो बंधन, भगवान का नाम लो मुक्ति. मेरे लिए दुनिया के लिए लोगों के लिए काम करो बंधन, भगवान के लिए काम करो मुक्ति. मेरे लिए दुनिया के लिए लोगों के लिए सोचो बंधन, भगवान के लिए सोचो मुक्ति. मेरे अपने आप से लोगों से देह से जगत से तादात्म्य करो बंधन, भगवान से तादात्म्य करो मुक्ति. All which we do with all faculties. When we do it for God, it is liberation. When you do it for the world, it is bondage. इतना ही. How the liberated saints are liberated, though they are appearing to be living in the world just like we do. The only difference is they do it for God and we do it to forget God. They are liberated. देखो जो भी करना है भगवान के लिए करने से भगवान मिलते हैं. मिलने के बाद सब कुछ भगवान के लिए करना है तो हमेशा भगवान के साथ ही रहते हैं. Other than the truth or reality, nothing should be theme in our life. This is called beginning of mukti, end of mukti, expression of mukti. Because that's the truth. Anything accepted other than God is illusion, delusion. No, वही basic point है. कभी कभी ये basic point को भूल जाते हैं. So this is what he said. त्वयि सहस्र शाखे निमृचे हम हे भग. I am purifying myself by myself involving in thousand ways with you, who is expressing in thousand ways. Clear? Mhm. Here, Tasmin Sahasrashake will come in the eighth Anuvaka, where we will see Omiti Brahma, Omiti Idagam Sarvam, Omityetatan Krutya Smava Apyo Shravayetya Shravayanti, Omiti Samani Gayanti Yogam Shomiti Shastrani Shagam Santi, Omityadvarya Pratigaram Pratigrunati, Omiti Brahma Prasauti. We chanted today with this only our Parayana started. There Omiti Idam Sarvam is said. Therefore, idam sarvam is Rupanama. So every Rupanama is Omkara only, Paramatma only. Becoming aware of that is called as Tasmin Sahasra Shake Upasana. The result is Nimruje. What is Nimruje? Every name, every form is Bhagwan. This knowledge is purity. Every name and form is not Bhagwan, it is impurity. That is Papa. So that Papa that I am taking the Lord as name and form is cleared by knowing that every name and form is Om and Bhagavan only. Clear? Tasmin Sahasrashak. ये करना है. Like we gave 35 minutes introduction today. We have to do it for ourselves. Have I started taking every form and name as Lord only? Then only there is something called world other than Lord. It is persecuting me or it can give me sukha. That Papa will go away. Remember, I am the Lord, the world is Lord, the Lord is Lord. This is realization moksha. After that, in this, something is born, something is grown, something is dying. Whether it's a total sushti or a very small body of me, it has no purpose, no matter. वो कोई मतलब नहीं है वो. सृष्टि स्थिति लय व्यष्टि समष्टि का कोई मतलब नहीं होता. When I discover everything is God. If it is not discovered, all of them are important and then we suffer at every stage. I'm telling very subtle thought. I know you will not catch it. What is state of realization? Is that the birth and death stop? Is that world gets stopped? Nothing gets stopped. Then I know everything is Brahma. In that anything happen, doesn't matter. When you know the whole movie is mithya, कौन किसकी कत्ल करे क्या फर्क पड़ता है? कौन किसी को प्रेम करे? That importance given because of which the emotions were gurgling, look, go away because I know it's only movie. So too, I know everything is Brahman. In him, the Maya is playing. द प्ले इज ओनली टू एंटरटेनमेंट. द मूवी में जो भी होता है एंटरटेनमेंट के लिए होता है ना, सही थोड़ी होता है उसमें. To entertain, birth, death, cheating, helping, love, hate, fighting, loving, all are the part of that. All are to entertain. So to the birth, death, all are for entertain. Sushti, Sthiti, Laya, sab entertainment hai. Not only the Sushti and Sthiti, even Laya also part of entertainment. That he knows the Brahma Jnani. Therefore, his Srishti is not at all in anything that is happening. He is, I am Brahman, I am that. In that anything appear, disappear, kya farak padta. That will be the realization state, by the way. Now, tasmin sahasa shake nivagaham taimude swaha. Then the two examples, yatha apa pravata yanti, yatha masa aharjaram. So, yatha loke apaha pravata pravanavata nimnavata deshena yanti gachanti. Just like in general we see the world, water goes to the down and down place. So, then yatha cha masaha aharjaram gachanti. We saw yesterday, samvatsraha aharjaraha. How ahovihi parivartamana lokan jarayati iti. That day by day the world is made old by samvatsaram. Therefore, samvatsaram is called as aharjaram. Or ahaniva asmin jiryanti antarbhavanti iti aharjaraha. All the days get merged into the year. Therefore, aha days jara jiryante in samvatsara. Therefore, samvatsara is called as aharjara. Then tamcha yatha masaha yanti evam mam brahmacharina he datah sarvasya vidatah mam ayantu agachantu sarvatah sarvadigyah. In that way, effortlessly, like the water flows down effortlessly, like the days effortlessly are merging in ocean, adhir, so to let the brahmacharis come to me from all the disha. All the five earlier things we have to add. Ayantu, Viyantu, Prayantu, then Damayantu, Shamayantu. Let all of them come from all directions continuously. Now, this is a huge subject. I am not touching it so elaborately, gave only a hint. It includes, first of all, the children at the right age must come to the Gurukula. Third, in the Gurukula, they stay with all self discipline and the discipline imposed by the Guru. Fourth, they become so fully equipped to be asset to themselves and the world. Asset to himself is his own material prosperity and spiritual outlook. And his asset to the world is he is able to help the world in its totality through his own performance practice of dharma. All of them are thoroughly taught and then they are sent into the world. Thus, their going into the world becomes such a beautiful asset. Like when these Agniveeras come out after whatever 4 years and 5 years, thousands and thousands and thousands of them, you can see the whole country is filled with well equipped, well armed, well trained soldiers everywhere. Then they can be used to curb or curtail any of the nonsense. Whether it is cross-border terrorism, whether it is goose biting, whether internally any problems come like the pandemics, the earthquakes, cyclones, these will be such an army. I can imagine it next to 12 years when three batches come out. Lakhs and lakhs will be there. Youth ready with all wisdom. Now, youth are there with energy, but not with wisdom or guidance or goal or preparation. Prepare karke bhejo. How beautiful. Now see the coincidence. You may not relate it. We are studying here Ramayanto Brahmacharinaha, and there the government announced the Agnivira project, which is borrowed from Puja Gurudev Samstha only. They have that Yuva Viro. This Yuva Ulta Karo Vayu. ये तो अग्नि वहीं से लिया है. Prime Minister and all of them, they know, the defense ministers, that there are such projects going on. That, by the way, the Yuva wings are there in any of the departments or parties. Anyway, that is generally known. Yuva Parishads to hote hi hai. But what was introduced in our Gurudev Samstha as Yuva Veer is a beautiful project that is extended as the army there. But यहाँ क्या होता है, वो आर्मी के चीज़ नहीं सिखाते, वहाँ स्पिरिचुअलिटी नहीं सिखाते होंगे. दैट विल बी द लैकिंग थिंग. What is a great project that is. The concept itself is so good that take the youth, train them to be patriotic with all the things. उसमें क्या गड़बड़ है बताओ? हो ही नहीं सकता. And that's how whoever are objecting to it, they will just fizzle out. उनका पाप का घड़ा जल्दी भरेगा. Because they are opposing such a great project. देखो छोटे मोटे प्रोजेक्ट को अपोज करो तो पाप कम होता है. But such a huge nation building project, if you are objecting, Lord will not spare. It started in Maharashtra. You can see, Lord will not spare. He will, भगवान का इतनी माया शक्ति है ना, ऐसे कर देंगे तो सब लुढ़क जाएगा. You can see the second effect in the presidential elections. I can to predict and see and show, tell also जो जो होगा. बात क्या हम कर रहे हैं? We are chanting Amayantu Brahmacharinaha. There also let all the, today only the notification, I think, today or tomorrow. Send all the youngsters. Those who are highly technological, doing PhDs, उनको रहने दो. जो बेचारे इंजीनियरिंग पास हुए नहीं हुए, ग्रेजुएशन पास हुए नहीं हुए, looking for small little jobs, not getting, all the lakhs and lakhs can go and join there. जितना परमिशन वहाँ है. It is a golden opportunity, I tell you, for the nation, for the youth. That all the youngsters who are wasting their time in searching this and that are waiting for this and that. Jump there. Very lucrative and attractive and highly appreciable aspect it is, with zero impurity or selfishness. कौन है वहाँ हुआ selfish होने के लिए? You see, if it is a company, you can imagine that the youth's energy is taken for that company. है ना? कि 12 घंटे काम करा रहे, 8 घंटे का सैलरी दे रहे, 4 घंटे खा जा रहे. All the BPO and all. This is not BPO, it is a government. Government is not a company to eat our youth's time and energy. Government is praja only, no? It's the nation only, it's the people. Therefore, you can never have doubt in this project. There can be a doubt in the implementation if it goes wrong, but not in the project per se. But it's an initial stage. You keep on doing. मजा आएगा. Anyway, my point is, in this way, O Lord, yatha papraptayanti, yatha masaharjaram, evam mam brahmacharinah edatah ayantu sarvatah sarvadigbhyah. Let this way the youth come to me and get trained and inspired. Me means any guru. Anywhere where the youth are given guidance, direction, empowerment. To that place, the youth recognize it and go and get empowered. This is the in general prayer, and this Guru particularly saying, हमारे आश्रम में आ जाए. I also pray, let more and more youngsters join our classes and get empowered spiritually. हो गया? Now the next sentence is, we have seen yesterday, prativeshaha shrama apayanayana sthanam asanna gruham iti artha. Prativeshaha asi. Now next two lines are prativeshosi pramabhahi pramapadyasva. Pratibeshosi is the praise done to the Omkara Bhagavan. Pramabhahi pramapadyasva are the prayers extended to him, asking him for blessing. So what is the meaning of prayers to Lord, praising him? Prativeshaha asi. What is asi means ho up. Tattvam asi, tum tattu ho. Asi means you are so. Bhavan sadhu asi. Tvam sadhu asi means you are a good person. So prativeshaha asi. What is prativeshaha asi? Shrama apanayana sthanam asi. You are the abode where all the shrama of all the few past lives come to fulfillment, and there will be no shrama in future. That is you. More specifically, can you explain? Asannam gruham is the artha. See, what is the shrama apanayana sthana for us? It is gruham. And that gruham also still gives shrama if it is very far. घर में जाकर रिलैक्स करना है, लेकिन घर अभी 200 किलोमीटर दूर है. घर इज अ प्लेस ऑफ रिलैक्सेशन, बट सिर्फ अभी 2 किलोमीटर ही दूर है मानो, इतनी खुशी होती है कि नहीं? 10 ही कदम है मानो, 2 ही कदम है मेरा घर. You can see the joy increasing the more we go close to the house. So, house is the place of relaxation. If the house is very near to us, it is so place of relaxation. In the same way, you are not only in the Shrama Apanayana Sthanam called Gruham, but Asannam. Asannam is very close. See those people जिनका घर और ऑफिस साथ साथ में होते हैं. 2 कदम ऑफिस और घर, इतना मजा, दे सेव सो मच ऑफ टाइम इन लाइफ. That is in all big industries and all, they keep all the accommodations inside only. They make a big place, फिर ये सब प्रोडक्शन यूनिट एंड सब उससे 3 किलोमीटर दूर हटकर यहाँ सारा accommodation is given, so that their transit time everything is saved. So prativeshahasi means shrama apanayana sthanamasi asanna gruham. Asanam gruham. Asanam gruham means you have reached, I have reached to you, you are near to me. सो क्लोज यू आर, मेरे पास वाले मकान के समान आप हो, जहाँ सारे मेरे श्रमाएं दूर हो जाते. लाइक द रेन और द हीट और द डस्ट स्टॉर्म्स और द कोल्ड विंटर or any possibility of accident, all those shrama are removed when you reach to the security of the house. So to, oh my dear Om Bhagavan, you are the shrama apanayana sthana of me. In general, the Shrama Apanayana at the grass level is re-equipping all our faculties, strengthening them, empowering them. At the higher level, Shrama Apanayana Sthana is only when you reach the destination. The destination is knowing the truth. So you are the removal of the stress and strain of all the journey. You are the giver of peace and solace of reaching the destination. That is the meaning of Prativeshahasi. Means in you all my efforts end. In you I reach my destination. Both are required now. Effort should end in reaching destination. You can't have efforts continuously after reaching destination. If you are putting effort means destination is not reached. And if the destination is not reached, you can't say I can stop my efforts. So in one thing, two things are said. Prativeshahasi, Shrama Apanena Sthanamasi, Asannam Gruhamasi means what? सारा थकवाट भी दूर, रिलैक्सेशन भी घर में, मेहनत भी खत्म, आराम भी शुरू. So the effort is ended, destination is reached. You are that to me. Means what? Once you come to the home, your all efforts are done, and just give some chance to the home. Home will open itself. You will see Parabrahma in that. हो गया, reach destination. That is why earlier mantra what was said. Tantva bhaga pravishani, sama bhaga pravishani. That pravisha is with respect to the gruha. Therefore, gruha is the commentary given by Shankara Bhagavan. He gave the meaning of prativesha is asannam gruham. You are like my own house. When I enter, all shrama goes away, and I joy or happiness, comfort comes to me. And for all of us, the asana gruham is Omkara. Omkara is the house. Enter karo, milega Brahma. Brahma is Anandam. Brahma is not an object. Please remember, Brahma is not any entertainment. Brahma is not any situation. Brahma is not a condition. Brahman is an experience of liberation, experience of infinitude, experience of bliss, which is not an object, therefore it cannot be called as name or form. Like a comfort of the house. You can't name it or form. You experience it when you enter the house. वो अनुभव होता है, वो शब्द नहीं होता. Are you getting point? In the same way. So here the two things. Prativeshosi is praise is done to the Lord. You are like a house which is so near, which gives freedom from all the shrama, and which gives the feeling experience that destination is reached. Therefore, I am praying. What is the prayer now after the praise? Prama pahi prama padyasva. Prabahi prapadyasva. Mam prati. Then in the next last portion, Bhagavan Shankara gives summary of whatever is studied in the four Anuvakas. I think tomorrow we'll take that. Today we had a lengthy introduction, but which was worthy at least. I believe for myself. So, एवं त्वं प्रतिवेश इव प्रतिवेश तत्शीलिनां सर्वपापदुःखावसायस्थानमसि अथ मां प्रति प्रभाहि प्रकाशे आत्मानं प्रमापद्यस्व प्रपद्यस्व च मां रसविद्यमेव लोहं तन्मयं तद्वा आत्मानं त्वदात्मानं कुरुत्यर्थः श्रीकामास्मिन् विद्याप्रकरणे अभिधीयमानः धनार्थः धनं च कर्मार्थं कर्म च उपात्त दुरेक्षयार्थं तत्क्षये विद्या प्रकाशते तथा च स्मृतिः महाभारते शान्तिपर्वे ज्ञानमुत्पत्तिते पुंसां क्षयात् पापस्य कर्मणः यथा आदर्शतले प्रख्ये पश्यति आत्मानम् आत्मनि इति चतुर्थोऽनुवाकः. This portion is very good, very important. It will need a complete class of 1 or 10 minutes. Tomorrow we will fully focus on it. So, what I am concluding today, in today's conclusion, we have said to the Lord, Ki Tasmin Sahasra Shake Nivagaham Tvai Mruje, by taking your support in the lakhs and thousands of ways, I am clearing my sinfulness, wherein I am now becoming spiritual, no worldly. Then Yathava Pravtayanti Yatama Saharjaram Yamam Brahmanidharinaha Datarayanti Sarvataha, like the water flows down, like the days merge in years, please see that all the resources human are always around me, so that my work of sadhana goes well. And in the Gurukula, more students come, therefore we teach them. That means the Brahma Vidya, the training, should go on continuously all over the world. That is the meaning. After that, the prayer is done, the prayers is done, you are prativeshaha. You are like the asanna gruham, shama apanayana sthanam. Now, in what way you are asanna gruham, shama apanayana sthanam for a sadhaka? That will be told in 2 lines tomorrow. Thereafter, the 2 prayers are Pramapahi, Pramapadyasva. Pramapahi means protect me, bless me. Pramapadyasva means you reach me and you see to it me that I reach you. These will be the prayers with Bhashya. Tomorrow straight away we start. I will not give today's introduction or anything. अब सीधा पकड़ लेना उसको. इसलिए मैं आज ही याद करा रहा हूँ कि इससे हम conclude कर रहे हैं. Tomorrow we take up straight. Then in the last 4-5 lines, what was studied or taught in the last 4 Anuvakas is said, so that we are fully thorough in our understanding about what has been done so far, so that we are ready for the 5th Anuvaka. It is a continuation of this. So beautiful is Upanishad itself, and the Bhashya is Sone Pe Suhaga. And if we are able to understand every aspect and connect all of them, I tell you the joy is infinite. And if the sadhana is done and the Atmanubhuti is done, और उसका तो क्या कहना. May we all deserve it very soon. Om 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 Purnamada Purnamidam Purnat Purnamadachyate Purnasya Purnamādāya Purnamevāvashishyate Om Shanti 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 Hari Om Sri Gurubhyo Namaha Paramarshibhyo Namaha Parabrahmane Namaha Shrutimatre Namaha Tatsat Brahmarpanamastu. Thank you. Please 15 minutes दे दो. हम